Blackrock Shooter is coming to PGR for a very, very limited time, and then she's gone forever. The good news is she's free, but she's also the most expensive A rank in PGR history. Do you just grab the free copy? Or do you invest? If so, how much? Is she even worth it? Who even is Blackrock Shooter? Don't worry, we've got you. Blackrock Shooter is an A-rank fire attacker, putting her in direct competition with the S-rank Lee Hyperreal and, on the A-rank side, Lee Palefire. Her best party members are the Amplifier Liv Imperia and the tank Nanami Starfarer, at least for a little while. Right after this patch, Watanabe Epitaph will replace Starfarer as the best fire tank, and we highly recommend picking him up. But who cares about the other guys on the field, because this is about Blackrock Shooter. Her moveset is flashy, gorgeous, and filled with homages to her many various appearances across her franchise. In fact, despite her ubiquitous multimedia presence, BRS came from very humble beginnings. It all started with this illustration made by an artist known as Huke. It was titled, simply, Blackrock Shooter, and posted in the Japanese art site Pixiv back on December 26, 2007. Some of you might even be old enough to remember that time. The leader of Supercell, a Japanese pop rock band, saw this art and was so inspired that they created a song for her and used the one and only Hatsune Miku for the vocals. Huke joined Supercell and created additional artwork for the music video, which was posted on Nico Nico Doga, where it gained immense popularity and a legendary icon was born. Huke continued to add more characters to the BRS universe, and in 2009 an OVA for her was released. This featured two normal teenage girls and their silent, mysterious alter egos. The OVA canonized Blackrock Shooter as a symbolic representation of human strength and endurance against inner turmoil. Later, in 2012, this concept was fleshed out into an 8-episode anime adaptation which features more characters, more cool fights, and of course, more emotional trauma. There was also another anime series released in 2022, but we don't talk about that one. And now, in 2024, she's here in PGR Global. I love Blackrock Shooter, but I was a bit surprised to see it picked as a collab since the franchise is pretty old by now. In fact, I bet there are a lot of players who have never even heard of BRS. But then it hit me. BRS is a perfect fit for PGR. They both have badass girls with huge weapons, surreal battle arenas, monochromatic outfits, twin tails. Not to mention, Alpha's latest frame seems heavily inspired by Blackrock Shooter herself, even down to the flaming eye. It would not surprise me if BRS was a big inspiration for the devs. Blackrock Shooter is a girl of few words, but Kuro even got her original Japanese voice actor, Kana Hanazawa, back to say all her lines. The designers lovingly recreated many of her moves and her attack animations, which you can check out in the compilation of this video we've linked in the description. Okay, enough history lesson. Let's talk about the important stuff: money. Or, I guess in this case, black cards. As I mentioned earlier, Blackrock Shooter is simultaneously totally free, while also being the most expensive A rank in PGR history. First, let's talk about how to get her for free. During her patch, Blazing Simulacrum, you'll be able to play this chess-themed game to win her shards. Don't worry, you don't actually have to know anything about chess to play it, which is good because I don't know anything about chess. Once you have enough currency, you can trade them for 30 of Blackrock Shooter's shards, which is exactly enough to unlock one copy of Blackrock Shooter from the character screen. So make sure to pick these up while you can. Once the event ends, these will no longer be accessible. These are also the only shards you can get outside of pulling her. Unlike other A ranks, her shards are not farmable in the resources tab, and she has no shard packs available in the shop. So if you want to make BRS stronger, you'll have to pull duplicate copies on her banner. First, the bad news. This banner is temporary, only lasting for a few weeks. And it only accepts special BRS tickets, which can only be acquired by converting black cards or buying packs in the shop. This means you cannot use blue or yellow tickets to get her. But here's the good news. As an A rank, it will only take 2500 BC to guarantee Blackrock Shooter. She's the only A rank on the banner, so you're 100% guaranteed to get her within 10 pulls. A ranks have a higher rate, so you're more likely to get her for earlier than 10 pulls. And this banner has S ranks on it too, up to Alyssa Echo, so you could get lucky and get a random S rank. Keep in mind there are also B ranks on this banner, but don't worry, they're not counted as hitting pity. They're just a little bonus. Whether you use her shards or pull her, Blackrock Shooter also comes with her 5-star weapon as opposed to some low-ranking garbage, which is great. But if you want to pull for her 6-star weapon, Rock Cannon, she has a separate weapon banner that also uses unique BRS weapon tickets. Just like all signature weapons, it has a 30 pull pity at an 80% rate, setting you back about 7,500 BC, or more if you're unlucky. Unlike other signature weapons, this banner goes away when the event ends, so plan accordingly. Note that her signature weapon makes her do a lot more damage but doesn't change her kit. Fortunately, if you want to resonate it, you can use any other 6-star weapon, so no need to pull dupes. One is plenty. There are a few other things that are limited time. A special collab story, and a special boss fight against Dead Master. Once you unlock it, you'll be able to rematch her for free with other characters, so be sure to give it a try while it's here. Just to emphasize, if you never fight her during this patch, you won't be able to fight her going forward. There are also 2 special coatings. One is for Blackrock Shooter herself, and she gets this badass outfit that makes her look like a construct, mechanical leg and white hair included. It really helps her feel like a part of PGR. I know this one is pretty divisive because it strays so much from her original look, but I love it. The other coating is for Lucia Crimson Weave, the very construct who seems to be inspired by BRS. And oh my god, there are so many stars on this outfit. But honestly, I kinda love it. This is special effects coating, so it costs 168 RC. Fun fact, in the Chinese PV, this coating originally gave Alpha twin tails, just like Blackrock Shooter. However, the majority of fans said it looked kinda goofy on her, so they changed it back to one ponytail. Personally, I'm glad they did. Leave the twin tails to Lucia and Luna. Just like everything else in this patch, both coatings are disappearing forever after this patch, so if you like them, snag them. So, with her banner being so temporary, you're going to need to make a decision pretty quick on whether to invest in Blackrock Shooter. Picking up her signature weapon would be the first step, but the real question is whether or not to evolve her. This is a much more serious question considering her shards cannot be farmed for free like the other A ranks. While you are guaranteed to get her every 10 pulls, and you probably will get a few early ones, each extra copy only gives you 18 shards, meaning it's a long and costly trek to SSS+ rank. To find out just how costly that trek is, we ran the numbers. Here in this chart, you'll see the rank, how many copies of Blackrock Shooter you'll need to get that rank, and the total BC costs, assuming you hit pity each time. If you're planning to evolve her, you'll notice that we recommend pulling 1 copy of BRS first, then using the free 30 shards to evolve her to S rank. This strat saves you 5,000 BC. We also included a very simplified summary of the buffs she gets at each rank. The most notable one is at SS3, which adds more features to her kit and makes her rotation a bit smoother. So if you're determined to invest in BRS, SS3 may be a good place to stop. Unfortunately, maxing her out costs a grand total of up to 45,000 BC, plus an additional 7,500 or more for her weapon. That's the cost of 3 S-rank characters. But hey, like we mentioned before, at least you're gonna be getting random S-ranks along the way, right? But I know what you're thinking. Is it worth it? Could this limited collab character ascend beyond the power levels of S-rank characters and become meta? Well, no. Even at full investment, Blackrock Shooter doesn't come close to the damage output of Lee Hyperreal, the current best S-rank fire attacker. And around May 2025, Lucia Pyroth will upstage them both. On top of that, Watanabe Epitaph is right around the corner, debuting in the next patch. It's nice that BRS will have such a strong tank to fight with, but as a result, she won't be seeing a lot of field time. If you're missing Hyperreal, BRS is a better pick than Karenina Ember, but so is the A-rank Lee Palefire at high investment. In fact, a SSS+ Palefire with Leap skills and SSS+ Blackrock Shooter are pretty much equal. The main difference is that Palefire is way more affordable since he can be evolved for free given enough time. But the downside to him, of course, is that you need to acquire his leap in the first place, which can be expensive for new players. But hey, can Lee do this? Yeah, Didn't think so. Realistically, Blackrock Shooter will be a cool trophy character that you'll play for fun and use to fill out gaps in your roster. And you know what? I prefer it that way. As cool as she is, Blackrock Shooter is a guest in the world of PGR, and upstaging the main characters just wouldn't be right. Not to mention how unfair it would be to new players who miss out on her. Can you imagine joining PGR late and finding out you couldn't compete on the leaderboards because you missed one patch? Agonizing. And that's exactly how it was for the Nier collab. That team was meta, and so missing it left a lot of people in the dust. So, okay, that was a lot. Should you pull Blackrock Shooter? The short answer is no. If you're free to play, use this patch as a saving patch for the 2 upcoming S ranks and future gacha codings. Not only is she free, but she comes with her 5-star weapon ready to go, so you really don't need to pull. And of course, even at high investment, she's not meta. And that's okay. However, if you have BC to spare and really like Blackrock Shooter, and who could blame you, there are some reasons you might want to pull. First, she's only available for a limited time, and we don't know if the BRS banner will ever rerun. While the Nier collab had 1 rerun 5 patches after its debut, so far BRS hasn't had a rerun, and 8 patches in the Chinese version have already passed. With that in mind, you may want to evolve her before her banner disappears. You know, just so you don't have to look at the A next to her icon. Second, you can get random S ranks on her banner. Random isn't great, but it's better than nothing. And of course, even if Hyperreal is better, BRS is still an excellently designed character and even more fun to play the stronger she is. If you don't care about meta and love BRS, she might be worth the investment. Who are we to tell you what to do? But if you're not convinced, you can see Alpha in her limited BRS style coding versus the new Boss Dead Master in this video, where Rexlant is the star of the show.